So, Mr. Muir, factory BMW World Superbike team boss. How is this period of inactivity?
Still quite a lot going on in the background. The BMW guys in Munich focusing on two specific areas: aerodynamic and electronic. Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite clear that a lot of that is in their hands. Already we were starting to see the benefits of the horsepower developments, which we were working on over Christmas. But one of the biggest steps we need to make, and I've started to take those steps, is with the electronics. That's something that's ongoing with those guys all the time. It isn't just 3 or 4 guys working in an office in Munich trying to find the best solution for electronic strategies. There's a team of guys from M Sport all working and all involved in that, and all got various tasks. So we know that work's ongoing, and that's really good to hear. We sent just at the start of lockdown, we sent one of Tom's and one of Eugene's bikes to Munich, because they've got an absolute fantastic XF1 wind tunnel there. As you can imagine, it's not really being used. Like it's been used, but not so much for two sport work. So we've got a model of Tom and a model of Eugene, and they're both sat on their bikes. And there's been an awful lot of aerodynamic work being carried out. So that's really good to hear. I've got the results from some of that, and there are some good, nice steps with that. So it's their side is one of kind of development side. Our side is one of just kind of preparatory work. Really, there's not an awful lot we can do here stuck over in north of England. We were, funny enough, one of our trucks is currently stuck in Valencia. We were supposed to do a press day on the 17th, 18th and 19th of March with the launching of some new teams and new riders. It was a big showing of the current bikes, and we had one of our superbikes there. Our spare superbike was there for a couple of selected journalists to ride, and we decided to wheel the trucks out in all their glory, only to get the trucks locked down in Spain. No event took place, and we can't get the thing back now.
Did you get bored all last year of being asked when the new engine was coming?
We did a little bit, really. We were a little bit. We're caught in a bit of a trap, really. We knew we had a deficiency there, but it's not the type of thing you want to sing from the treetops. I didn't have to because Tom was doing it enough, but he had a right to do that in one respect, because it was quite clear that we were down in brake horsepower. But there was only so much you can do with the concessions. I think we made some steps and we bridged that gap, but it wasn't just with pure brake horsepower. We were working in a lot of other areas. But to answer your question, yes, we were, and things have been done about it. That's the key to it. We've got to take some hope that at Phillip Island we're starting to bridge the gap to the Kawasaki's, which was something we really needed to do. But it's not our Achilles heel today. We know that tyre life and electronics is a big direction that we're pushing in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, frustratingly, we've not had chance to prove the extra work that we had done on the engines. But yeah, I was getting a bit fed up with it last year. It was kind of like a stuck record, but understandably so, because I've always been a firm believer that give the rider everything he can, and then you can stop the excuses and just kind of focus on what's on track. But for sure, it was one area last year that SMR and BMW knew we were found wanting, and we tried our best, and hopefully we'll see the benefits of that this year. So time will tell.
It seemed like Eugene had done quite a lot of work with Marcus on the electronics in testing and at Phillip Island.
Massive amount. I think that we've had an awful lot of statistical analysis carried out over the last 4 months, and it's when you look at data over a course of a season, it doesn't give a true story if it's in your bike. But we're trying to look at the riders and riders' feel and a range of things that Tom's historically been like. How does he qualify? We know he's missed a Super Pole, 50 Super Poles to his name. how did he convert those super poles into race results over the finish of his Kawasaki career, and how does he convert that now? And we've looked massively into an awful lot of that. And statistically, the record's it's quite difficult for us to take at the moment, because obviously Tom's so good with a Q1, but and an early part of a race, but we don't get the benefit of that at the back end of the race. And we knew that was an area we had to focus on big. And bringing in Eugene was quite clearly, I was very, very vocal in us bringing Norge back into the team, because I know what experience he had. No disrespect to Marcus Reiterberger the year before, but he's not a development rider, and it's unique to understand how these bikes work. And clearly, right from the first time Eugene sat on the bike in November in Jerez, I think he did an outlap installation, came in and said, I can't ride that thing. And we had to completely readapt the bike to suit his style. And a very similar feedback when we look at the data came out when Hickey stood in for Reiterberger at Donington. He couldn't ride that bike, and that proved to us that Tom has a unique style. It's very much kind of whack and hit that gas really hard, and it kind of takes away the ultimate need for so much electronic to kind of bring that power, feed the power in. So we kind of knew at that point that we put lots of emphasis on Eugene and Marcus doing all the electronic work, and without doubt, and it can't go unnoticed that he still really wasn't comfortable with everything we had, even going into Phillip Island. We just didn't have enough time. If it had been 3 or 4 races under our belt, I think we'd see a really, really positive Eugene and someone that's going to be battling for the top 6. I feel for him really, because honestly, he in morning warm up before he launched himself, he was third quickest, and we've made a massive breakthrough. And true to form, and I know what Eugene's like. If it ain't right, you don't push. He'd done a couple of sectors of Eugene on his first flying lap, and we thought, wow, that's just gone quicker than he's gone since he was there Monday morning.
Yeah.
We thought finally, 1 lap, bang, P3. 2nd lap, bang, P3. He dropped to P6, but a few others had obviously got in there, quick guys as well. And then the next lap, boom, gone. Poof. End of story. Real shame, because he made a massive step. But yeah, electronically, no doubt about it. Eugene's been a massive helper for that. He's driven that. Eschenbach has driven that, and both Tom and Eugene are getting the benefit from it. So it's an area we're focusing highly on. We know the benchmark. We've got the past winners have effectively all been Morelli riders, and we need to bring our system up to that level at least.
Let's, for sake of argument, say we do get some racing this year. What's the development plan going to be?
Right, so over winter we did get an evolved version of the swing arm for testing in Jerez. We proved that, then brought that to the test at Portimao later in the January, Feb, and that went with us. But we've already proved that swing arm still isn't the right level for us. So a new swing arm will be getting rolled out, because we've got it now already. New chassis will be getting rolled out with various different levels of flex. We have some new aerodynamics to bring in, and we've got a lot of electronic strategy work to bring in, which is being worked on at the moment. So, it's very difficult to say, okay, what are we rolling out? We don't know where we're going to start yet. I think if you're a gambling man, and I'm not, I think we'll end up with a 7-round championship, 6 races remaining to run. And I think at that point, the season will draw to a close, and that brings with it a whole host of other issues along the lines of, as soon as the real season finishes, our pre-season will be starting, and everyone will be working very hard in pre-season, ready for 2021, that there's no doubt. So we have a plan, it's a systematic plan. Some engine upgrades, for sure swing arm, for sure chassis, and aerodynamic, but the biggest one for us is electronic strategy work.
Now you've giving Ian Hutchinson a little bit of help.
I am. I love it, and he's a good fucking pal of mine now.
I thought after the last roads exercise that you did, I thought you might never go anywhere near it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, you know, the worst thing with Ian and I, you know, I did so much for him at the early days, and we ended up kind of parting in a bit of a sore situation with the whole FFX thing, but it kind of clouded a lot of stuff that had gone on, and then he then went back and did what I knew he could do, but it needed, I think it needed a control or delete from both parties, you know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to help him because I just like his grit and determination, and there's going to be an announcement in the next couple of weeks. And there's going to be a new team announced for Hutchie in the British Superstock, which will be the start of something reasonably big, I think, for him. And it's going to be a new team. I'm kind of just, I'm involved in it from an outside, just assisting things. SMR Performance Centre does preparatory work for the machinery. I've been working really well with Philip Neal. I've never really, surprisingly, been all the year, had it for years and years. I've never had much dealing with Philip, but I've been doing a lot of talking with Philip, and we're trying to kind of dovetail stuff to give Ian a good package. Us, you know, me getting these guys to run the Superstock effort.
Yeah.
Philip doing the roads, which obviously isn't the roads, but at the moment this year. But that's you know, and I think it's all for Ian's benefit, because we know when Ian's happy and he's right, he's fast. Is he hickey fast? Who knows? But I mean, he's certainly contender podium in the right conditions, and if you're a contender podium, I always say you're in the chance of winning the race. So, but that's absolutely a real trick little team. Some lovely guys involved in it, some good names involved in it. As soon as it comes out, everyone will go, "Ah, look at that! It's mega." I wish I could show you the pictures of it all at the moment, but I can't. But yeah, I'm sure Hutchie it'll all come to good fruit, because he won't ride for Philip this year. Unless he does the cow, which I'm sure he will do. But I mean, that's too. Who's sure that's going to happen?
Well, Paul Butler seems to think it's going to happen, but
well, our entries, funny enough, it's public knowledge. I have just received an entry form from the Macau Grand Prix committee this morning for Ian, of which, you know, I forwarded to Philip and said, look, you know, you need to action this, because it may be the only road race you're doing this year. So yeah, that's Hutchie. That's Hutchie for you.
A slow return to the Isle of Man for you, is it?
Well, I kind of gave a verbal commitment that I wouldn't kind of dilute the Isle of Man and the World Superbike effort, because BSB and World Superbike, BSB and the roads was hard enough. World Superbike and the roads is just impossible. And I kind of, you know, I've grown a bit closer with Philip, but not grown. I've kind of just gotten a bit closer with Philip, because he clearly has a sponsor that is committed to doing the roads. And if I can kind of be involved and working alongside that with Ian and with Philip, that would tick a box for me. You know, I've got some sponsors that I'm happy to bring along and put and donate to the cause. So yeah, I've got to focus on the world. I have a remit from the top. Mark and Bongers and myself have a remit from the very top. We must be in a position to win the World Superbike Championship.
That's no mean feat, given who's in it right now.
Exactly that. We're not underestimating that, for sure.